Welcome to the podcast of School Beyond Limitations. In this podcast, you will learn how to guide your child through their school life with the intention to help them find their unique essence that will allow your daughter, your son to live a fulfilled and meaningful life. What does it truly mean to set a child free? My name is Dr. Martina. I'm the co-founder, CEO, and designer of School Beyond Limitations. If you would like your child to live a fulfilled and meaningful life, then this is the channel for you. What does it truly mean to set a child free? That's a question that we may want to go into more depth with. And I would like to basically share with you a story. A story about one of our students in the past who developed eating disorders, who developed depression, and out of nothing, apparently, and I say really apparently, because there's always a reason for something like this to develop. And then I organized a meeting for me and the family, and we sat together and we talked about the situation. And we started by just asking asking the parents, how is your child doing? And then the parents told me about their move to another country and that it's not easy, and that initially everything just felt so easy, and but the child doesn't like it there, and so forth. And I need to add here that this child is not only just 5 and 6, it's a teenager child, and of course this child is missing their friends, and this child is missing their safe environment, their relatives, their all the habits that have been established over years. And that's something that we need to take into account, that such a drastic change has an impact on the child, and we need to listen to the child and to their to what they have to tell us. And in this conversation, the parents had a revelation by just me asking questions. And the revelation of the parents was, oh, I just realized I'm not really listening to my child. I realized that I would like, or we would like the child to, exhibit and behave in a certain way, the way we want it to happen, and we do not really make even time for this child and for the new challenges that this child is facing. And just this revelation made the parents realize, oh, hold on, we need to think very deeply. And the expression that came across from one of the parents, in this case, the mother, who said, thank you for helping me realize what's going on here. And it seems so simple. Actually, I just needed another perspective. And that's what I'm saying. I really believe, what does it mean to truly set a child free? It's in the first place that we as parents are aware of our roles. What is my role as a parent? What are my values? I need to find out what my values are as a parent. If I'm a parent, I have become a parent because one of my values may be family. And I may want to look at that. Is family still my priority? And by saying that, I don't want to say that we are not allowed to work or whatsoever, but family and having a child is a responsibility for a lifetime. And that's something that's part of nature. And of course, by setting our children free, sooner or later they will leave their nest, right? And that's something that we can encourage. We can empower them to leave the nest, and that does not mean that the relationship then will not continue. The relationship will continue, and maybe even, and for sure, not only maybe, in a more consolidated way afterwards, but then they are set free and they are ready to go, because they know that their parents have a specific value, and their value, and that's family. And if family is one of the values, I pass this value on also to my child, and my child gets this understanding. I am very important for my parents, and I'm seen by my parents for who I am. I think as a parent, I always need to ask myself, do I do this because I really listen to my child, because I want my child to be set free? I want my child to find themselves, or to connect with themselves? Or is there the underlying layer that actually wants my own, achievements to come to fruition through my child? Sometimes that's what happens, right? We want our children to do certain things that we were not able to do when we were younger. Of course, we can open the space for that, but it's not necessarily a given that my child will actually go in that direction. So I need to observe my child. I've said that already many, many times. I need to observe my child and see, how my child gets into this, into the flow of doing things. And that doesn't mean that I don't give any framework. If there is, the exhibition of laziness, of course I come in. But usually, if a child feels seen and supported, and also, if a child knows that they can discuss everything with their parents, where there is love, where there is trust, then the child gets empowered. And this is important. This is what it means to set a child truly free. It means that I create an environment, I look at my values, I put this into practice. I know what my role as a parent is. I know what kind of values drive me in this process. And I also know that this is something I'm doing for my child's future, and I'm doing in order for my child, whatever they are then exhibiting in their lives and showcasing in their lives, that I will support them to become strong and empowered, and clear that what comes from within them is supported. So basically, as this parent said to me, it's simple. Yes, it's simple, and yet it's not easy, because sometimes we are driven away by the busyness of our lives, and we forget about the importance of making time for our children and listening to them, and looking at their perspectives and taking their perspectives into consideration. And that does not mean that we do not share with them our perspective, but we do not impose our perspective on them. Because if we impose things on them, then we condition them, and then we take them off trajectory, their individual and their unique trajectory. And if we just share with them the way we feel, the way our values are, and as I said before, our values shape our behavior and shape also the behavior of our children. And that's why it's so important that we are, as parents, as adults, strong within ourselves with our values, so that they feel safe. So what does it truly mean to set a child free? I think this is very clear, and I wish for all the children to be set free. And this is what we are doing at School Beyond Limitations within the school context. And again, the school context is just one space out of many other spaces, and the parental space and the friend space takes much more space within that. But if you would like to have a school that gives space for that, and in this case, the parents were so extremely grateful for this conversation, because we say we are doing this together as a team, then maybe School Beyond Limitations is the right place for you. Please reach out to us if you think that this is the case. You will find their website in the description. At School Beyond Limitations, we support our students find their unique essence. Feel free to share the content of this podcast with other parents. We are here to show that your children can indeed bring their unique essence into life. So, reach out to us if you think that this is what you'd like your daughter, your son to experience, or apply through our website. Also, leave your comments, your questions, or your review about the podcast. Share it with others. And as you know, sharing is caring.